Sorry for the angle of the camera. Okay, so for today's tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to make these little earrings. These are a take off of my New Year's earrings that I did last year at the end of the year. These are for my friend Beth. Hi, Beth. She's a viewer and a follower and a huge fan, and I love her to death. She's awesome. I love talking to her and just chatting with her, and we waste a lot of time together. But anyway, so yeah, she loved those earrings. She wanted something smaller and lighter that would be great for everyday wear, and I thought that was perfect, especially for summer. So I chose my summer colors, my turquoise. I love turquoise. I wear it all year. So anyway, so I will be showing you step by step how to make these earrings. So you don't have to jump back to my old video if you don't want to, but that would also help give you a better foundation. So I am going to link it below, my New Year's earrings tutorial. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. Hello everybody! Alright, pardon my sniffles today. I do have a little bit of a cold, but I think we're going to be good. So today we're going to be making earrings that are a smaller version of these. I made these for New Year's, and yes, I have a viewer slash friend. Hi Beth! And she has requested that I make a smaller version that she can wear for the summertime. And I thought that was perfect. So I've picked some crystals for the summer earrings. These are just a turquoise crystal. I bought them on eBay. I got a big bag of them, of like 300 of them or something, for just a few dollars. And then these are some small ones. So I think this is a 6x8. And then these ones are the 4x3 millimeters. So there's my two crystals. I wear turquoise a lot in the summer, so it'll be perfect. And of course you're gonna need your ear wires. For my frame, my outer frame today, the decoration, I'm going to be using a rose gold para-wire. I do have real rose gold filled, but this one doesn't tarnish either, and it just works for me. It'll save some money. You're gonna need your tools, like normal, your round nose, your wire cutters, and your chain nose pliers. If you're gonna be melting your sterling silver, you're gonna want your torch. 22 gauge sterling silver is what we're going to be making the base frame and then also our inner decorations out of. So you're going to want your 22 gauge, and you're going to want to wrap it in 28 gauge sterling silver, but to my horror, I realized, guys, I'm almost out. This is it. This is all I have left. I thought I had another spool, and I went upstairs and I was searching and I couldn't find it at all. So I'm going to be using fine silver today because that is all I have. But I highly recommend the sterling silver for this. But fine silver will be fine. They work very similar to each other, just the fine silver is a little softer. You're gonna want your ruler to measure stuff with, and your file to be able to file off sharp ends if you have any. And alright, we're gonna get started making these earrings. Okay, I'm gonna be using this chapstick as a guide to wrap my teardrop shape over. Of course, I'm terrible at describing things. You all already know all this, so just watch because I can't talk straight. Anyway, I'm gonna leave about a 1-inch tail. I would say that's about an inch. Oh, look at that. Because we're gonna put a bead on here and then wrap it for the earrings. So I'm going to make a little and we're gonna curve this around this. And I think that that looks nice. Of course, I'm not paying attention to my camera, so I have no idea if you could actually see me do all that. So here we go, and I'm just gonna wrap this around that, but we're gonna use that. So I'm gonna cut off to, well, no, I'm not gonna cut it off. I'm just gonna work on the spool. So I'm gonna hold it nice and firm, of course, because that's moving already. I'm just gonna wrap it once. And then wrap it twice. Being careful. Okay, now I'm gonna cut it off. That way I save the silver. I'm gonna pinch this closer together real quick. And there, and then we'll There, so that's my first teardrop. I'm gonna elongate it a little, make sure it's not scratchy. Now we're gonna make our second one, and we're gonna make sure that they're the same size. Straightening this real quick. So leave, you know, your inch or whatever tail. Probably gonna leave just a touch over an inch. So I'm thinking that that's about the same size. Yeah, that's pretty close. Probably just a tiny bit smaller. Alright. 1 and 2. Now we get to size these up together to make sure that they are the same shape. And you can see I made one of them a little bit bigger than the other. Okay, since this one's smaller, I'm actually going to straighten this. I'm going to move that up very slightly. Do you see? Do you see what I just did? You see there's the old bend. I was able to move it up. So now they should be about the same size. Haha. There we go. Now they're the same size. I'm gonna hammer these real quick.
And remember to keep the joints off. That way when you're hammering, you don't squish the joints. So that'll be on it. We're gonna keep it right off. I just wanna let it hit the metal.
For reference, I'm going to show you the difference in size between these two. So this one goes like right there. All right. Now we're going to measure these on the inside of those. Always make sure that you cut a little bit extra than what you think you're going to need for these inner frames. That way, once this base frame is wrapped around the outside and we're sizing it up, we have a little bit of room to adjust it as we need to, and then you can always trim off the excess later. Our inner pieces, which we will be adding once we wrap the outside of this frame. So now we're going to cut and measure out probably 2 feet. I think I'll go with 2.5 feet to wrap around the outside, and we'll see what we have extra. When you do start wrapping, make sure that you do leave a little bit of a tail, because we will work on that later. When you're wrapping with something this long, it is easier to push it through to the back like that, and then I just catch it and pull it through. than it is to try and find the end and stick it through there. You've got all this jumble. So if you can, when you're wrapping, it's easier to push the base through to the back like that and pull it around. Okay, now I'm going to wrap just like this all the way around the base frame. So it's going to be wrapped like that all the way around the entire outside. And I'll be right back. Okay, I have wrapped all the way around. You can see this is... And I have maybe 8, 9, ooh, I have 9.5 inches left. So that 2.5 feet is perfect because I'm going to be using this. Sorry, I have hiccups. I'm going to be using this now. This is probably just enough to do our little netting. So I'm going to go for it and do that. So you guys can see here in just a second. I'm going to start by bringing this over. See, this is our other tail. It came from here, and this is our working wire. So I'm tucking that behind. I'm going to bring this to the front. And I'm just going to bring it over and through, just to secure it. Okay. Now I'm going to do my little loopy. Now I go through in detail in my other video on how to do this. So this one I'm really just going to do it kind of quick. But let's see. See, now I'm on my second. It's going to be just like this. And I'm going to go all the way around the outside again, just like that. Okay, so here you guys can see we've done one full rotation all the way around. You see that. I haven't connected those two yet. And we've only got a few inches left, so we might not have enough to complete all the way through. But then again, we might. Let's see if we can make this happen. So to connect these two, I'm going to stick this down to the back through the loop. So you guys can see what I've done. And then I'm going to bring this back up to the front over. Just be careful that I don't kink up my wire. There. Just like a Viking knit. Can you see what I've done? Now I'm going to skip these. I'm going to do every second row. Just like that. Go down. And I'm going to pull it back through from the top. Like that. Okay. Alright, I think I have just enough that I will get one full rotation and then I will end it, and I will show you guys how to add another wire if it's required. Alright, now you guys can see I'm going to attach it to this one right here. I'm gonna stick it in there through. We're just gonna wrap it around just like normal. And there's that. Now to add more netting to it, we're just gonna cut a little bit extra wire, and I'm gonna wrap it around here and then fill in the middle. So I'm gonna cut about 1 foot of wire. And there's my tail. I'm just gonna wrap it around a few times. I'm gonna push this through to the front. And now I'm gonna go to this one right here, this middle one. And continue our weave. I wrapped it around this loop right here, and I'm gonna wrap it around the next one. We're gonna do one each. Go down to that one. I'm going to finish it off right there by wrapping it a couple of times. And that's it. So I'm going to cut it there. This is our starting wire. I'm gonna cut this one too. Alright, and now I'm going to cut this little tail here because we don't need it anymore. Let's get nice and close and nip it off. I'm going to tuck down any little tail it might have left behind. And there we've got our net. So for you guys watching that are going to do this, instead of doing 2.5, do a little over 3 feet. That's gonna let you wrap this whole thing, and it's gonna let you do the net without having to add anything. But now you know how to add if you have to. Add a new wire. But yeah, so just a little over 3 feet, and that's what I'm gonna cut for this one. That way I don't have to add any wire. And then I will be back, and we're going to be adding in these little guys. Okay, so this is what I have left after about 3 feet and 1 or 2 inches. So you can see I have quite a tail left. And it looks nicer. I will say it looks nicer than the first one because I didn't have to add that extra wire in there. But it's going to be covered up with decorations anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to finish this real quick with a few wraps, and then we'll get on to wrapping our frames to the outside of this. Okay everybody, I have this one all wrapped. I have wrapped the rose gold frame. This is the little bit that I trimmed off from the extra here. I'm going to show you how I bound this on. But as you can see, I used each joint. See if I can explain this with pictures. At every loop here, what I did was I came through on the back, came through on the bottom, on the back, and then I would go back through above the loop and then pull it tight. So like a stitch, like I did like a stitch. I'm gonna show you guys with my own wire. And I have this extra tail here, which we're going to be using to bind down, stitch down the decoration. So we're gonna leave that tail on. So I cut a foot of 28 gauge. Get your foot. I always leave a little tail just to help me hold on. And I'm gonna start on this side. I'm gonna wrap it around the frame, the outer frame, 2 or 3 times, real quick. Try and get it close to the top. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to have it facing this side. When I put this on, I'm going to go back over this way and underneath. Getting started is the hardest part because you just got to hold it down. And so I got my end, I'm holding it down. Hope it's not too dark, hope you guys can see. But where this loop is, I'm going to go that way. Oh, sorry. I'm pulling it tight. Now the second one's gonna help bind it down. I'm gonna go Susie. Gonna go up through here, but there. You want to make sure you get that. Keep the rose gold on the outside. Sorry about my dog, guys. Ah, it just fell out. so we can get it back in and save it. I told you guys, starting this part's the hardest part. I saved it, look at that, I got it. Okay. Then I'm gonna stick it back through up top this joint here. I'm gonna see if you guys can see what I'm talking about. See where I have it? Okay. I'm gonna pull it carefully. There, and that's our first stitch. So then we're gonna do it again. I'm gonna flip it over so I can show you guys where we're going. This joint right here, where I crossed it. All right, but we're gonna go on this side first, and then we're gonna come back through up here. I'll show you. Like that. This is what it looks like on the other side. And then I'm going to stick it back through up top here right there. I'm going to pull it tight and pull it down. That's what the top looks like. This is what the back looks like. So it's just like sewing. So now I'm going to come to the next one. The next joint is right here. Oops, sorry guys. Oops, I went on top. I need to be underneath. There. And we'll sew it back through on this side. Like that. And then we continue that all the way around at every joint that we have. Now that we're getting to the end, you can see that this piece is overlapping. It's a little too big. It's keeping me from being able to bind it tight. So I'm going to trim down just a tiny bit. And that was all I needed to do, and now it fits. Nice and flush. And now that we've finished, I'm going to bring this through between that, and we're going to bind it a couple of times. And that's it. Now you have your frames made.